My name's Tony Bursick, and today we're going to be talking about why isolation is so important if you want to improve in life. If you want to level up and become the version of yourself that you want to be, why it is so important to isolate yourself. So many people don't even realize how important it is. And you know what? I didn't realize how important it was until I went through it myself. Because when you isolate yourself, you're no longer surrounded by the people you're surrounded by now. And odds are, if you're watching this and you're considering isolating yourself, you're insecure, you're either skinny fat, or you're fat, and honestly, you hate your life. And I can say that because I hated my life before I isolated myself. I hated everything about myself. I had no sense of identity. I was a fucking loser. Straight up, I was a fucking loser. But I isolated myself for quite a long time. And you know what happened when I did isolate myself? I sat down, wrote a list of everything I hated about myself. I ate like shit. I was insecure. I hated what I saw in the mirror. I hated I didn't take care of myself. I hated the way I looked. It goes in the mirror. But anyways, I hated everything. And once I made that list, I said, okay, we're going to change this. We're going to change everything on this list. So what did I do? I figured out how to change those things. I ate like shit. I started eating better. I had no confidence. This one links back to all of it, honestly. I started working out. I started going to the gym. I started focusing on myself. And you know what? I started going to the gym every fucking day. And every day I'd work harder and harder and harder. And I had to isolate myself because I was surrounded by people who wanted to smoke weed after school, smoke weed after work. That's all they wanted to do. They had no drive. They had no motivation. They didn't care to improve themselves. They were complacent. And I didn't want to be complacent. I hated myself. I was insecure. I was fucking bullied by these people. They shit on me all the time. I wasn't happy. So I focused on myself. I disconnected. And you know what? When I started working out and disconnecting myself, these same people, I remember this fucking phone call vividly. It was about my second week in the gym. The gym I was going to, they would go right behind it because it was like a rec center. And they would smoke back there. Yo, come out back and smoke with us. I'm like, nah, like I'm working out. But why even working out? Like you're not even going to see any progress. You're not going to see any results. Like there's no, like it's pointless. They said the words, it's pointless. The other stuff I can't remember exactly, but the words, it's pointless. I remember that to this day. Because you know what? It wasn't fucking pointless. I continued focusing on myself. I continued staying away. And guess what? I got better. I got more confident. I started to like what I saw in the mirror. I started eating better. I started to look better. Everything about me said I was becoming better. And if you don't want to become better in life, then honestly, what the fuck is wrong with you? You should always be striving to become better. You should always be striving for more. And you know what? Guess what happened? 6 months later, the same people are now complimenting me, telling me I look good. They're not picking on me anymore. They're just wanting to know they want my help. They want to know what they can do so they could start their journey of improvement. Or they would just glaze me. They would compliment me all the time. And it was honestly embarrassing for them, in my opinion, because you used to shit on me all the time. And now you treating me differently? Like, what's going on? So, at the end of the day, you need to focus on yourself so you can actually improve. Because when you're surrounded by those people, you're going to fall back into your old habits, right? And the other thing you might be thinking, well, I don't want to be alone forever. Well, no shit, you don't want to be alone forever. No one's ever wants to be alone forever. But when you go through the isolation and you focus on yourself, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start attracting like-minded people, which is what I did. I started meeting like-minded people who wanted to improve, wanted to be better. And guess what? I became friends with them. And when you're around people who want to improve, who are trying to be better, then guess what? You're going to be the same way. You show me your friend group, you show me who you are. You show me who your 5 closest people are to you, that's who you are. So if you want to be better, you want to improve, you got to surround yourself around people who are trying to improve too. Shit, if you can, surround yourself with people that are better than you. Straight up, because you know what? When you surround yourself with people that are better than you, you become better because you don't want to be like, loser in the friend group. You want to be at a good level. You want to be at their level. You want to feel like you belong. So when you surround yourself with people who are doing good for themselves, who are working hard, who are people that you want to be, that you want to be like, then guess what? You're going to work harder to be like those people. And you're going to become like those people before you know it. Snap your fingers. You're going to be like that. That's what happened to me. When I isolated, I focused on myself. And honestly, I wasn't even at the point that I wanted to be at before I found more people like-minded who would push me. But I found those people. And when I found those people, guess what? They helped me. And I remember the first time I went to the gym with my best friend. He asked me if I was excited to work out. Yeah, man, super excited to work out. Yeah, I had no confidence. You could see it on my body. I was fucking nervous. I was nervous. His buddy was benching like 315 at the time. Okay, I was nervous. I was barely getting a plate up. So yeah, I was nervous. I had no confidence. And guess what? I remember when he said about, I think it was 6 months later, he's like, dude, you've changed so much. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? He's like, dude, I remember the first workout, and he quoted that. It's like, I remember the first workout, you like couldn't even hold eye contact. And how like, like the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look, like, dude, you've completely changed. Like, good shit. The people you're around right now are not going to help you improve, because if they are, then you would still be improving. You would have been improving. You wouldn't be watching this video, because those people would already be helping you strive to become better and better and better. But instead, you're in the same place, if not worse. Because if you're not going forwards, you're going backwards. You may not realize it, but you are. So take the time, as much as it sucks at first. I promise you it's worth it in the long run. Take the fucking time. Isolate yourself. Because when you isolate yourself, you are going to realize what you need to improve. There's no outside voices telling you what you need to do or how to improve. It's just you alone with your thoughts. And you know what? If you really want it that bad, if you really want to improve that fucking badly, you alone with your thoughts is going to be the best thing ever for you. Quit surrounding yourself with negative people. Isolate and watch how your fucking life changes. Isolate and focus on improvement. Watch how quickly your life changes in 3 months. 3 months. Watch how different you are. I promise you, you will not be the same person. Take the fucking steps necessary to improve and become better. I got nothing else to say.